Hey everybody, welcome to Whirlwind. This is the biggest map on the map pool, and I'm bringing you a cast of a game that I played there recently. I didn't actually record the game because, well, I didn't think it was going to be that good, and I just unfortunately didn't. I'm trying to record one video a day now, so let me know what you think of that plan. Either way, here we have me spawning here as the Red Zerg. Over at the top left hand side of this map, it is Whirlwind. Just making some drones as standard, and over here in the top right hand side we have Beastie DQ as the blue Terran. Expect me to say the blue Terran or the Terran player a lot to describe this player. Whirlwind is a really big map. It's the biggest map I believe in the map pool right now. It's the biggest map created, I think, that has ever been used in competitive play or on the ladder. So it's going to be, I'm a big fan of this map, but these positions are, I think, the closest positions that you can possibly get, because the safest route of expanding is out this way, and you can get, and because of these positions as a Zerg player, the Terran is also could potentially expand out to this direction as well, although he should be expanding out here. But Terran has no problem expanding towards the Zerg whatsoever, especially when they fortify their locations with planetary fortresses, etc. I'm going for the 14-14 build that I love so much, and I've been doing in every matchup so far. Please note that when I was playing against this person, I am unaware that he is Terran. This player was actually playing random, and I had no idea that he was actually going to be playing Terran here. So, the spawning pool now going down, this is a standard 14-14 build. It's a speedling expand where I take the drones off gas and go straight into a macro and play anyway. Down here we have the standard wall off going on with the barracks coming down to complete that choke point. Just continuing to make SCVs, their supply count is really even. Now, there's only one tower on this map. The tower is right in the center, and it is also surrounded by this brush here, which means actually taking control of this tower, quite a good thing to do. But the problem is with these positions is that most of the fighting is going to happen around here. This tower is only good for spotting things like drops, etc. But we'll have to see what happens in this game. And one thing I've seen this thing before, and I can't remember where I've seen it. I think I've seen it on Taldarm Altar. But anyways, the spawning pool is about to finish. Drones are now coming off gas for me to immediately begin at speed, and the creep, which should start together. There they go. And my Overlord does come in here, and if you have a look at my camera right now, I'm looking over at that Overlord, and I am about to see the fact that he is Terran. There's my camera jumping over, and I am now aware that he is Terran. Meanwhile, over here on the Terran side, we have the command center going down for that one barracks expand build, relatively safe build, and a very good economic play by him. I am completely unaware. Holy, I'm just getting distracted. Look at that decal there. It's a skull. That's really cool. I haven't seen that one before. My one is just a just the Zerg logo. I like that one a lot. Just it's fun to have. So our Terran player is scouting immediately cross position here, but looks of it with his SCV. My Overlord's just hanging around here. I'm sending out my Zerglings just to get that map control. I sent one Zergling to the Watchtower. I send one Zergling to his potential third base, and I'm sending two Lings outside his base and to go up and have a look and see what is going on myself. I usually send one of these things directly over to his natural or his other potential third and fourth, but I need to get information to see what's going on. So the Zerglings are going up right now, and I am going to see that command center, and that does give me a lot of confidence. There's lots of responses to this, especially with the build that I'm going. We're just making more drones here, spreading out the creep. This build is great as well because it gets creep within the build as well. Creep is very important to spread out your Zerg. And my response to this is, seeing that command center, is to go straight and get this really early third, because I know that he can't put any form of pressure on me. He is building another command center. That's 3 command centers here from our Terran player. I have to tell you, I don't know what the Terran player does half the time, because I'm the one playing this game, and I did not know that he did this. So this is something I did not know in the game. 3 barracks here just coming down with just pure Marines coming out in play right now. I have 2 Zerglings here just having a look at what's going on. I do see the bunker going down, and I do get that SCV there with those 2 Zerglings. That SCV goes down, and it will obviously force the cancel on that bunker. And the Marines are coming down, but they'll never get down in time, and he does manage to cancel it for a little bit more minerals back. 75 out of 100. The SCV does come down to have a scout. The Terran player still does not know where I am, so if I bring up his vision, he doesn't see what I have. So this is his completely and only form of scouting and seeing what is going on right now. So the SCV doesn't even get as far as seeing anything, and it does actually die. Doesn't see my third base and doesn't know anything. It's a good thing I went for that third, because the Terran player does get a greedy third there in his base. Meanwhile, I'm just droning up, spreading out that creep. I feel relatively safe right now since I do have 2 Lings outside his base. Very important as a Zerg player to leave these 2 Lings outside his way of exiting his base, because that way you're going to be able to see when he pushes out, which allows you to make units in response to what he's doing. I'm not bringing these things up because I do know there's a bunker there because he did try to make it before. Orbital command just going down now for our Terran player. Double gas going down as well. Still no gas there on the natural. I still have my 1 gas, adding on 3 more gases now. And my plan here is to go into a Zergling, Baneling, Unfester, Ultralisk composition, which is very similar to the way it was in Wings of Liberty. I'm still not getting used to adapting to the new units right now, so I want to try and use the Swarm Host and the Viper a lot more. I'm trying to use Roach Hydras against Terran, but against Bio it just really doesn't work because the Marines Marauders composition is just so good against Roach Hydra, and it cost effectively will destroy you along with those medevacs unless you have the Vipers in play, which does require a significant amount of investment, and an investment which a Terran player does not have to make to be able to defeat you. But if you use it defensively, I think you can do quite well. I accidentally make the layer there, which is my fault. I do rectify that. Put it down over here. I'm trying to think about how Swarm Hosts are going to work against Terran at this time, because Swarm Hosts, I think, the biggest problem I'm having right now is the Widow Mine and the speed drops. The speed drops I'm not too afraid of right now, because on maps like this I can put 3 spores here, which I do later on, just to completely block out those drops, and that is the drops dealt with for now, until I figure out a better way to deal with them. However, I'm still having a lot of problem with the Widow Mines, because the Widow Mines will always cost effectively kill you, and you can't just send 1 Zerg at a time to counter them, because if they move with their army, then it just hurts a lot. They just do so much damage. So I'm going to try and probably try around with some Spore Crawler, or not Spore Crawlers, Swarm Hosts. So hard to get used to these new units. I've played this game for so long. Engineering Bay coming down. Engineering Beer. How much do people love that? Engineering Bay coming down here from the Terran player with the energy coming up here. Should be using that mule. I have a Zergling here and I have an Overlord here. Just moving in a little bit to get some more information. I am scouting for this third as well, just to make sure that nothing comes out. But this Zergling can't see everything that comes out. Let's see if we might be able to slip past there, but I'm not too worried about that for now. I have my 3rd base up and running with 2 more gas coming down. I'm taking up into Centrifugal with Frugal Hooks for Banelings, getting +1/+1, and I'm also getting the Infestation Pit as well. This Overlord here is to spot all potential drops that will come in from the backhand side of the base. This Orbital Command, I must admit, this Terran player's energy is quite high. I'll have to check what his league is after this game. I'll actually include that in the end of this video as well. So down here we still have his double gas coming down here. We have another command center. It's 4 command centers this Terran has. Very, very greedy play here. And adding on the starport, he's making a few Hellions from that factory. He does have a tech lab on this factory, and he isn't actually upgrading with it just yet. Did he upgrade? I don't even know there's an extra upgrade there. There's the Battle Hellion. There's the new transformation sequence for the Battle Hellion to allow you to transform into Battle Hellions. The scans are going down on my main and my naturals. He does see my Banelings morphing in right now. Having a quick look at the APM and the income, the Zerg players, well, my APM is significantly higher. Income, it is 63 drones right now. This is the 51 SCBs. I'm having this thing where I just do not make enough drones. For example, look at the production tab and now look what I'm about to make. I have a funny feeling I make a ton of Zerglings. I'm afraid of attack. Look at this. I make 18 Zerglings and I see nothing come out of his base. This is a preemptive Zerg. This is me building units in preparation for what most Terrans do. Most Terrans push out, from what I have found, at the 11-minute 30 mark. So you're starting to see me make a ton of units right now. But while I'm doing that, I'm expanding, and this is going to allow me to get more income after the attack. Because once I have these Zerglings created, I'm probably going to push out for a little bit of map control, and then you'll see me drone up this 4th base here. Always drone up whenever you feel safe. Do not make drones if you do not feel safe, because, well, that is if you're playing a very safe style for Zerg. Over here you see the creep spread coming out here. I'm just spreading this out. One thing I love now is you can put the creep tumors on the ramp. It allows the creep spread to be 10 times easier, and you can actually spread the creep up ramps now without vision. It just takes that creep spread to jump one more time, and then it will give you vision up there. So it's also kind of handy. Queens is now coming up with an extra queen being made for this base over here. It should finish shortly, or should be already over. There it is. Should have more drones. Yes, they are having a look at the income now. We have 74 drones to 53 harvesters. +2/+2 coming up for me. Baneling research is done, and I'm moving in here for a little bit of attack, as you can see. And I did see these Hellions, this is why I'm moving in for this attack. I know he's going to be expanding here, so I'm sending in these Zerglings right now. He did manage to move away. He didn't see me there, but he did manage to move away in time. And I know he has very, very little, because I have 2 Changelings here. So if you have a look at my vision right now, I see exactly what is in here. And I'm not afraid of this at all. So I'm making a ton of Banelings to try and get a little bit of a supply lead here. And just, I love cost effectively trading my army. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I love throwing Banelings in the Terran army to reset their army. I think it's a really good thing to do, and actually I'm absolutely ripping apart here. But one thing people have to remember is that Banelings cost supply, and I did move in there just a little bit too early. These Banelings are coming in from behind, but they do take down nearly every single unit that the Terran has. and it does reset the supply. It does keep me ahead in supply, and forces the Terran to have to remake that army. 92 supply to me, and 84, 86 now to him. And I'm having a look at the income. Went on 81 drones to 55, so I can remax this right away. I'm now into the hive, and my 2-2 is just about to finish. I probably should have waited for the attack to do that 2-2. That was a little bit of waste of building there. I should have probably thrown it in the mineral line, but I probably wouldn't have been able to kill anything depending on the Terran upgrades. Having a look at the Terran upgrades, 2-2 is coming in for the Terran. I'm a little bit ahead in terms of those upgrades. As you can see there, that creep chamber now does give vision as you push it up the ramp. Just setting into a few more links as I get a little more information. I do see the Marines and Marauders coming out there with that Hellion stim. And just making a few more units there in the vision, in the production tab, and you do see the Ultralisk Cavern coming down as well. This is just, I love Ultralisks, so I'm trying to use them. As you can see here, Ultralisks are not a good choice. What I should have done at this point is went into Roaches and Hydralisks and complete. At this point, instead of going 3-3 maybe, I could have went +1 range, +3 defense here, and then transitioned straight into the Roaches and Hydralisks, because it would have been really, really good at this point since he's quite far. I have a nice, I'm actually not ahead in supply of the Terran. That's a little bit of a surprise actually. Well, that's actually, my minerals are floating. That's because I'm waiting for the Ultralisk Cavern, and it has just finished, so I'll probably make a ton of units shortly. Having a look over here, I do have these 2 chain things in here ready to move in when I need it. Making a few more barracks on the Terran pillar. I'm surprised I'm behind supply. I didn't realize that. Lings and Millings just sitting there waiting for an attack that comes in, or me being aggressive. This is very defensive by me, but I didn't see much else I could do. But as you can see here, I'm sitting on tier 1. I'm completely sitting on tier 1, which is kind of silly. I go from tier 1 directly into tier 3 Ultralisks, which might be another mistake for me being behind in supply, because the supply, look at this, is going to rocket up now that I've got these Ultralisks in production. But I'm very, very low in gas because of the amount of buildings that I'm making. Every single building that you make will hurt your gas count so much. We have these drops coming in over here. What is this? Is this 2 Hellions or something in these? Yes, these are Battle Hellion drops coming in here, but I have these 3 Spore Crawlers in preparation, and he's unwilling to commit, and he moves right back on upon seeing those Spore Crawlers. Over here, the army is starting to grow now to get a little bit bigger. Supply count is in favour of me once again, but that's kind of normal. More Ultras coming out. We've got 5 Ultras in production here, with another 5th base coming down here from me. As you can see here, I'm actually expanding in an suboptimal manner, but I have to expand away from Terran because I'm a little bit scared of them. Still controlling this watchtower in the centre. I'm pretty certain there are brushes there. You can just about see them. I don't know what the problem there is. You can't really see the brushes. I'm not sure why that's happening. Planetary Fortress now coming out for Terran. Having a look at the income, he's on 74 SCVs to 84 drones. Still no gas there taken from Terran, so the income is a little bit in my favour because I've got way more bases than he does. A few Battle Hellions been unloaded there. Ultralisks are now coming in. There is the new Ultralisk skin that you do get from the Collector's Edition, as you can see there. This is the Torask, I think, Ultralisk skin. It does look really, really cool. You get the spines on top as well, and the additional colour texture on that Ultralisk. Spreading that creep just a little bit further, I do see the fact that he is expanded up here, so I do move in for a bit of an attack, but I make a horrible mistake here. This is what I do. He is maxed, and I'm moving in here, and look what happens. I A-move right now, and my army will split. My 4 Ultras are up here, and I just do not cost effectively kill this at all. My buildings do get in, get some nice detonations, so much devastation there from Terran, but they're not hitting any of the bio, and this Ultralisk will fall as well. And these Ultralisks should have been in that army, and I honestly would have won that. If I had those Ultralisks in, that would have been so much better, but I made the foolish mistake of actually A-moving. I should have boxed A-move and then boxed an A-move once they got a little bit closer, and I do lose this army. But as you can tell, with the production tab, I'm remaxing immediately, and I am very, very far ahead in the supply right now. And he does come in to try and get some sort of counterattack, but I do have units available for that. He did lose his Planetary Fortress, however. I did split to get that Planetary Fortress, but that was not intentional, but I tried to make the most of my mistake. We do have another Orbital Command just sitting here in his base. Meanwhile, we're getting +3 weapons for the Terran player. My +3/+3 is finished, along with the defense for the Ultralisks, so we now have 5-3 Ultralisks in play right now. I'm moving in again just to do a little bit of an attack because I have enough Ultralisks, so I'm moving in just to do a little bit of damage here. This does not go well at all, because once again I A-move, and these Ultras are just chasing the bunch of random stuff up at the top, and they're, look at this, attacking the barracks and not fighting with this army. That is so bad for me. And the army from Terran once again completely cost effectively kills me. If you look at the units lost, I am losing way more I'm in over 3k in resources behind right here just because of these mistakes and aim moving. And Ultras are so expensive. And he tries to come in here for some sort of counter attack, but these Ultras are more than ready. And the cleave ability from Ultras is just so good, and it absolutely rips apart all of these units right now. He doesn't even attempt to run as these Zerglings come in for that surround and absolutely rip apart this army with no problem at all. Meanwhile, I'm expanding down here and over here, taking even more bases. Having a look at the APM, we have 346 average for me and 146 for the Terran player. Over here, we have a ton of SCVs being used here just to building up that command center. Lots of Ultras in play right now. In the production, we have one more Queen, one more Ultras, 2 more bases, as I showed you, they're coming down. But once again, my gas count is still a little bit higher than my mineral count, which is one of those things you never want when you're building Ultralisks. Lots of banelings coming in here. I know these got a lot more bios, so I'm building in a lot more banelings. And once again, both of our monies are still quite low at this point in the game. 20 minutes into this game, ladies and gentlemen, and we have relatively low minerals. Two decent players, no matter what you say about it. You can say how bad the Terran player is in APM, but APM is not everything. Just because someone can push buttons fast doesn't mean they're a better player. But I think that this Terran was very, very equal to me. And look at our money. We're keeping it relatively low. It is relatively high at this point because I'm building Ultras and I am supply capped. But both players did very, very well here, I believe. And unfortunately, I did make a slight mistake with a lot of the A moving, as you did see earlier on. Meanwhile, we have the Ultras army coming down here with a few more banelings coming in for an attack right now. I see him clearing out my creep tumor, so I go right in here to the backside of his base. He is so low on supply. The Ultras come in here. They want blood. They are coming in. Nice position here in the Terran player. Beautiful position here. The best possible position he could have got into. Unfortunately, it is not enough, but it was the best position he could have got into. And so much damage being done, and he will lose his planetary fortress once again. All the banelings destroying so many workers. 80 drones out of 40 SCVs, and all that planetary fortress does fall quite quickly. We do have so many drops, however, coming along here, and I do actually see these drops because of this circle. I do see them, and I'm wondering what to do. I immediately turn away instead of attacking into this base. I turn around because I am terrified of these drops. I know that the Terran player can potentially recover. In comes that speed drop. So many units being dropped right now. You're focusing down that Queen. The Ultras do come back in time, and they're destroying these Marines very, very quickly. He does stem, but immediately goes back in the drops. Now the Terran player does something very, very, very smart here. What he does is he splits this drops. He sends the empty medevac down this way, and he immediately tricked me, and I decided just to give up on it. And I immediately I'm so confused at this point because he brought the medevac back. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it was very, very smart by him. Once Sporeclaw does fight, and he does get those Marines out and does move straight up into the main by the looks of it there. And meanwhile, he's trying to get his expansion here, but I did drop the creep just so he couldn't take that. And the creep tumor is just sitting here on his base, so I'm starving him out so hard just with the creep. So the infestation pit is being attacked here. Will I get units out in time? We have 26 organs all rallied down to these Marines. And unfortunately, it's not even enough. I then realize that, and I do begin to research adrenaline glands shortly, I believe, here. We'll have a look. When do I research it? I should research it now. These lings are all going to die, and then I research it because I realize these lings are terrible. And they should be able to research this. There it goes. Meanwhile, in the front of the base, we have so many Ultras ripping apart everything here, just breaking through that entrance. Look how bad these Ultras are, by the way. This is me A-moving once again. Ultras getting split up. I've got to stop doing that. And once this wall up is done, look at this. Look how hard it is to get through this wall. And look how many Ultras going on. Just look at that. And I finally get in, but the Terran player is still in a really nice position here, and the Ultras finally managed to get in, and they're killing off all the SCVs, which I think is intentional, and the Thor does come out. Meanwhile, over here, the drop is being cleaned up by a ton of Zerglings. Queens are being remade ASAP. More Lings are coming up and being rallied into the main base to protect it. This hive must be protected at all costs. I do not want to lose that, because I lose all forms of my tech, and I'll have to get right back into hive again, just to be able to create buildings up in the hive tech area. Ultras now just sitting in the base. I kind of just forgot about these. I thought they were dead. So I'm making 5 more Ultras right now. Have a look at the units lost though. We're relatively even, and I am now catching up. And the Terran player does concede. There are Ultras everywhere on the map here, and he can't expand. And I just have such a bigger economy than he does. Very, very nice game there from Base DQ. It was a pleasure just to play against you. It was great fun. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Now, what I want to do is to have a look at the rank of this player. Also, at the end of this game, when I did win it, I got promoted to Diamond. So I am now a Diamond player. As you can see, I haven't even gone back to the menus. I went straight back. I just played the replay right away and recorded it for you guys. Division rank 38, and I'm very, very pleased with it. Let's have a look at our Terran player. He was Platinum. He's now Platinum in Heart of the Swarm. But what level was he in the Wings of Liberty? If it would load, because I love staring at this circle. He was a Team Master player and a 1v1 Diamond player in the Clan Progressive Gaming.